Universal Studios Hollywood.
Oh, I was going to, in the cold open, I was going to ask you if it's worth talking about the Power Up Cafe or something.
Yeah, I think it's totally worth talking about.
Is it worth spending that kind of money on it?
Listen, it is so delicious and the food is so fun and so unique and so cool, which is kind of like what I want. I hate it when they just like make generic food and just stamp a Nintendo thing on it.
But it's really expensive.
But it is really expensive. So it's kind of one of those things where
it's like the Galactic Star Cruiser of a snack stand, where like if you can afford it, it's great, but it's so expensive.
No, Alicia, like families will be in front of me and they will spend like $150 there. Like I will like listen to like them
on snacks.
And then they just walk away with like a couple pretzels and I'm like, dang.
No.
Dang. I mean, it's a lot. But I mean, it's very cute. So whatever.
All right, let's try to intro it.
Intro.
Hello and welcome to the ParkTalk podcast, episode 4. Wait, I didn't do it right. It's supposed to be welcome to the ParkTalk podcast with Alicia and Naynay. My name is Alicia and joining me as always is Naynay.
Hi.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're already ruining our ongoing gag because today we are actually talking about Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yay, it's finally time.
I was also going to mention I have a fundraiser starting June 1st, Saturday, the 3rd annual Park Stop Stop Hate fundraiser benefiting the Trevor Project. Check out orlandoparkstop.com/charity and donate to the Trevor Project for your chance to win free giveaway prizes. But also we have 20 pieces of really incredible art from the theme park community, like original art that you can get prints of, and a lot of these are exclusive to the event. So on Saturday, June 1st, check it out. They sell out fast. This has become a thing.
The art is so cool. Like some of the pieces, I'm like, wow. And I just love how the community comes together to do this every single year. It's been a joy to watch. And I love that you do this. It's so amazing.
It's all June for Pride Month. It's the whole month of June. We're raising money. I think we raised over $20,000 last year for the Trevor Project.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah. As of right now, we're over 3,700 right now just from people donating. And those people will have the first chance to win free giveaway prizes. I have 50 prizes sitting in envelopes around me and packages all around. This whole office is covered in prizes. So,
I mean, you guys, for anyone who's listening, the last couple times I've been in Orlando, I will be with Alicia at these theme parks and she is just buying prizes up the wazoo. And there are some really, really, really good stuff in the bin this year. Some really good stuff. So there's one
prize that's worth a lot of money. I wonder if someone's going to like gobble that one up first, but I'll see if anyone finds it. It's hidden in the mix. Anyway, we're talking about Hollywood.
Your
neck of the woods.
Maybe it's good that we sort of held off because this episode, I have a feeling, is going to be giving the most up-to-date rumor wheel when it comes to Universal Studios Hollywood.
We kind of, it's intentional. I kind of held off until we had some hard evidence on some stuff.
Yes.
But to start, what's going on now? I kind of wanted to ask you about the Tram Tour's 60th anniversary.
Yes. So, when the Tram Tour launched for its 60th anniversary, it was incredible, amazing, wonderful. But unfortunately, we did have a little bit of an accident. And so it's sort of derailed, no pun intended, but it's sort of like derailed our celebration a little bit. There is a big chunk of the tour that was redone for the 60th that the tram just completely skips now.
Oh, wow.
And, it's unfortunate. And then also we've been having some issues with our earthquake, which was completely redone.
Yeah, that's on my notes. I was going to ask about that. They made it modern day looking.
Which, some things are good. Some things I'm like, hey. But, it got some TLC, which is amazing. But it's been having some issues. The last 2 times I've been on the tram, we've just completely skipped it.
Aww.
But I will say the silver lining is that because they've had to skip some portions of the tour because of, the events that have happened and the malfunction that they're having, they're spending more time in different areas. And they're going in different areas that we haven't been in a very, very, very long time.
Nice.
For anyone, listening who's been to Hollywood, we don't really go near the old water tanks anymore where they used to film underwater scenes. And
Mm-hmm.
there's this giant tank that they have, and they have these glass windows where they could shove cameras in. We haven't driven past those in ages, honestly, since I was like in middle school. And now for the first time ever, like we are going a different route where we get to drive around it and they talk about it. And it's just so refreshing to be able to see different areas of the back lot. And what I'm trying to say is that they've kind of like, instead of making the tour shorter, they've allocated new areas to fill up the space. So that's wonderful.
I was reading the press release, and there's pictures of the flooding town. Is it going through that again?
The flooding, you mean flash flood?
Yeah. Are you
Yes.
actually seeing that?
Yeah,
That's
we
cool.
are. Yeah, we are actually seeing that. I think we just come into it a different way because the old way we
Oh.
came into it was after picture cars, and we're skipping picture cars now, so we have to come in through the back way. But yeah.
What's up with the runaway train?
Oh
I
my
see that in the press
god.
release. Is that
Oh my
actually
god.
existing?
Yeah. Okay. So the train has been sitting on that old bridge for months and months and months and months and months. But they just sort of like added it to the list of things of offerings for the 60th. And
But it's
yeah,
just sitting there, right?
it's just sitting there. It does
Okay.
not move. I believe
right.
it makes noise.
Okay.
Or
Got
it's
my hopes up for nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't do much.
Look, seriously, the real standout here is the popcorn bucket. Let's be honest.
Oh my! I immediately bought one. It is sitting on my shelf. I love it so much, and it is huge. It's huge.
It's Woody Woodpecker's the driver,
And he drives. It
and it
literally
moves when you push it, right?
when you push it, his like arms swing back and forth. It lights up and it makes noise. And then also there's this really cool thing at the bottom where you can actually click the wheels in place. So if you want the popcorn bucket to stop rolling, you can like lock the wheels.
Oh, so it's actually useful as a popcorn bucket as well.
It's actually useful as a popcorn bucket. I brought it back to the park to use it as a purse already once.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. It's amazing.
Oh yeah. It's
You're
it's a
really
lot of
good.
fun.
You really coordinated that outfit. Wait, hold on. Speaking of Woody Woodpecker, have you tried the Chili Willy Snowball at Hollywood and Dine?
No, I have
Have
not.
you seen this?
No, I've just seen that
It's
like they
so
have burgers.
cute.
They have burgers with Woody Woodpecker stamped on them.
Yes, I've seen that. But like I just saw before we started recording this Chili Willy snowball, like the Hostess snowballs. Like it's a white coconut, I guess, covered snowball cake thing. But it has Chili Willy medallion on top. Chili Willy is my favorite Woody Woodpecker character.
Wait, that is so cute. Have you seen the new Mel's Diner 60th anniversary items that they have?
No, all I've seen is a pretzel that's shaped like the number 60.
Oh, no. So Mel's has these old-fashioned retro TV dinners that come with little cosmic
No.
brownies.
No.
And it's so fun. And it's just for the 60th. And they're doing this like kind of throwback menu. And it comes with a little cosmic brownie. And you can either get like a fried chicken option or a meatloaf option. And I mean, who knows how good the food actually is, but I mean, it's so cute.
Is it on
that
like
I'm obsessed.
a Swanson TV dinner tray?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
in this
God.
like little silver tray with all the little
it's silver,
compartments.
yes. Nice.
It's so good. Yeah. So the 60th definitely has had some really fun menu options all around.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you ridden in a glamour tram
Oh,
to matches the popcorn bucket? The
many
old-fashioned
times.
one? Okay.
So every time I go, I have just been waiting for a glamour tram, which, brings me to my next point. They did not wrap all the trams.
No, it's just some of them, right?
There's like 3 or 4, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, they didn't wrap all the trams. So if you want a glamour tram, for anyone listening, you can go. And when you get to the front, you can just tell them, hi, I'd like to wait for a glamour tram. And actually, whoever's working can tell you how long it'll take because they know all the
nice.
trams in order and they know when the glamour tram's coming. So they'll always tell me like, okay, it's going to be in 2 trams, just a heads up. And you can sit there and wait. But it really, really does make the experience a lot better. So I definitely recommend it. Yeah.
Just because it's retro looking?
Yeah, it's retro looking and there's the little scalloped edges. Like it really does change the POV when you're inside the tram because the scallops hang over. And if you're in tram car number 1, which is what I prefer, they've added some decorations actually around the tram driver with the 60th logo and it's all red.
Cute.
And
so it's good for photos too.
Very great for photos. Mm-hmm.
I saw the photo ops. I saw the Hollywood sign. Are y'all doing the get out of the tram portion?
So yes, so that is
it
a
at
thing.
the Psycho House?
It's at the Psycho House.
Okay.
Now, Since I've done it multiple times, fun fact for anyone who's a regular at Universal Studios Hollywood and you don't want to get off the tram, you do not have to. So
Okay.
it's not like Terror Tram where everyone has to get off and you have to like endure the
Well,
pain that
also
exists in
it
front of
is
you.
scary. If you're a family, you might not want to go meet, the murderer.
Norman
that
Bates.
tends to his Well, he's walking around like the motel, right? Like with his like, I saw a photo of him just like carrying towels or something. Like he's just tending to the motel. He's a normal guy. No big deal.
There's nothing scarier than a white twink with clean towels. There is truly, I will be running for the hills. I am staying on that tram.
It's neat that they let you get off the tram, though. That's different.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it driving through the courtyard, the clock tower courtyard, whatever it's called?
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, that's all that matters to me. If I go and visit and it doesn't, that maybe they're filming or whatever, it doesn't drive through the old like Hill Valley clock tower courtyard, I'm gonna ask for my money back. Like,
yeah. No, it's definitely driving through now. Although we had Doc Brown there for the first couple weeks, and he would do a whole spiel, and I haven't seen him back. So I don't know if that was just an opening week thing, which is kind of unfortunate, or maybe he's just not there when I go. But yeah, it's just the DeLorean, which I think that they moved the DeLorean because they're filming back there now. So who knows
so
if
it
it
doesn't
really
even
goes
have
back
the
there.
DeLorean. You know what they need to do? They need to strip off the 5 foot of facade off the front of the courthouse, like clock tower building. And I know why they put it there, because no one wanted to film in that location because it looked too iconic. Like Back to the Future was too successful, so they had to like cover up, like put a facade on top of the facade. But it's so sad that like you have to be famous or whatever to like be able to walk back there and actually see the real clock tower hiding behind this 5 foot scrim.
Right.
Yeah, so one day, like that would be maybe for the 100th anniversary, we pull the 5 feet fake facade off the front of that building so we can see it again.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that I don't know if you've seen pictures or videos, but there is a literal huge gap between the original facade and the new one that they've built over on top of it.
I didn't know it was huge. I thought it was just a couple feet.
I mean, I think it's at least like 6 or 7 feet, is it
not?
Wow, from
okay.
what I've seen.
So you can see it from the side is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying like once you enter through that front door, you have kind of like enough space to be able to look up and have like a moment with the facade. From what I've seen.
How do you get to walk through though? Be famous.
Or maybe I'm wondering if the Ultra VIP tours, the walking tours do it.
Tour. It's a Galactic Star Cruiser tour. You can just see the clock tower.
I say Ultra VIP because someone got me a VIP tour for one of my birthdays a couple years ago, and it was not that VIP tour. It was a different VIP tour. We just walked around with the plaid, and they just got us on everything. But for someone who already has Express, I was like, okay, like what does this do for me?
You get a tour guide.
Right. And so I was like, wait, what about the one where you get to, board a cute little tram and you get to walk around the sets?
That's a VIP tour plus.
And they're like, that is individual.
Right.
that is individual Lightning Lane VIP tour.
Okay. All right. So I just got to be rich before I go to see the clock tower or at the 100th anniversary Hollywood, strip it off, bring it back to its glory. Anything else for the 60th worth mentioning?
No. Actually, yes. So apparently the rumor is, because everyone was wondering why the 60th, is only here for 2 months or 3 months, because it's just here for the summertime.
Oh, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it ends in August, but the rumor is that it only ends in August because of HHN, and they need to overhaul the park for HHN. But apparently after HHN, it's all coming right back.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that's actually going to be true or not, but we will see. But apparently the 60th, they're just going to bring everything back, the photo ops, the whole 9 yards. I guess the glamour trams are staying for now, and it'll sort of resume after HHN.
Wait, did I see dinosaurs?
What dinosaurs?
There's no Jurassic World or Jurassic Park T-Rex and Dilophosaur or something.
So that's what got cut because of the accident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't been seeing it lately and only the first week.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the big thing I guess I wanted to talk about for Hollywood is that roller coaster y'all are building.
Why, yes.
I don't know if you have noticed, but
Uh-huh. Yeah.
there's some
Yeah.
really deep footings going in
Yes, yes.
for this hillside to build a it's crazy that they finally announced the name and the opening year and the logo, and everyone's like, oh man, 2026, that's crazy. And I'm like, well, they did announce the name, and like, oh yeah, I guess we didn't know the name yet, technically, because we've all known the name for so long.
Yeah. And we've all been calling it Hollywood Drift for years at this
For
point
years,
almost.
2 years now. I mean,
I will
Screamscape was the first to post that concept art that showed the name, and yeah, like, so we're not surprised. But there was surveys saying, what name would you name this? And that was one of the options, but then there was also 4 terrible options. So they could have changed it.
I mean, maybe Orlando will get one of the other 3 terrible options when your version opens. Because y'all's can't be called the Hollywood Drift.
No, ours is going to be Fast and Furious New York Drift. Hint, hint.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like shocked at the 2026 date.
Yeah, because it was
timeline.
originally planned. I guess they never announced it, but it was originally planned to open summer 2025.
Right. Which even that I was like, I mean, it's just a steel coaster. Like,
Just a steel coaster. I mean, look how long it took to build Back to the Future on the edge of a cliff. So, we gotta geotechnical this thing in such a way.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I think that is the reasoning for because we're looking at a 6-month delay, and the reasons allegedly are the geotechnical permits took longer to approve than they were expecting. The giant sound wall construction, I think, is behind schedule, and other utilities work and other things that happen deep inside the hillside are going to take a few months longer than they expect. So overall, it's a 6-month delay. But hey, if it's a 6-month delay, which is what I heard, that puts it at like the end of the year 2025, which means maybe it could be early 2026 that it opens. And that's good news.
I mean, that's better than any other time in 2026, for sure.
Although maybe I'm not taking into account how long it would take to actually test. And maybe they need months of testing and tweaking. So maybe spring, summer is 2026. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but I don't think the delay was as long as, like, it's not a year delay. I think it was only 6 months delay, if that makes sense.
Well, maybe not because the land is flat, but I mean, I feel like Velocicoaster had to face a lot of hardships as far as Tetrising the track in between such a tight land. And
and it had soft mud. It had to reinforce around the lagoon. That took longer than they expected, but
they just kind of like cranked that out.
It's
so
Florida.
I'm confused.
The permitting is a wee bit quicker when it comes to that type of thing. So I think they were able to like do double time too, because as unfortunate as it is, the park's closed due to COVID, and they took advantage of that because it's landlocked in the center of the park, and they weren't during the day during park hours, they weren't able to bring things back and forth. But because the park was closed, they took advantage of that short period of window time and just had all the correct construction stuff on the pathways. So they actually made up time, strangely enough, during the COVID closure. So yeah, the name and logo was officially announced for Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Mm-hmm. I guess a lot of the information they did release with this very short press release. By the way, could we please get some official concept art? Would it be that hard to not get a black and white logo? At least we got a logo. But a lot of the stuff we saw already in the community outreach newsletter thing, the NBC community website. Yes. So like it's innovative with technological achievements never previously employed on a roller coaster. And it'll be able to rotate 360 degrees of the individual ride vehicles to rocket along an elaborate track meticulously constructed with sound reduction technology, which is great. Like, it's a press release trying to get you excited about Fast and Furious, and it's like, but also it has sound reduction technology. It's like, what does a normal guest care about that?
No, literally. I'm like, in fact, challenge accepted, because one thing about me is I'm loud, and I'm going to want to test how good your technology is.
I'm going to scream through the barrier.
Okay, so my question for you, Alicia, is, I feel like every time a theme park ride comes out, they're like, it's never been done before. Mm-hmm. But really, how different is this technology compared to Cosmic Rewind?
Here's the thing. If you read between the lines, it's never previously been employed in a roller coaster manufactured by Intamin.
Girl, please.
Yeah.
Please.
See, it makes a difference. No, the difference is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind does not go upside down.
Oh.
This goes upside down 4 times. So it is technically
Oh.
new in that a controlled spinning roller coaster has never done this before, as far as I
Oh.
know. So it's taking what the Intamin like only had this as a family coaster before and taking it up to an extreme thrill level with spinning. So we'll see if it has any issues.
Holy moly. I mean, also it seems as though like it's not going to be spinning in the way that Cosmic Rewind spins. And I feel like Hollywood Drift is going to be drifting, right? So it's only going to hit that spin when it hits a tight turn, I'm guessing.
Well, like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which I'm going to say every time, like Jenny Nicholson said, is always so annoying. I think, is there any moments that really spin all the way around? I think like it usually like the moon scene, like it spins you one way and then spins you back and spins you one way and then spins you back. Like there's never a full like spin moment. It's more pointing you. It's like an omni mover. It's pointing you to the story moments. Remember that press release?
Yes.
And this is pointing you to the sound barriers. So it's not much different. And like I think Cosmic Rewind is the same like thing where it's not really spinning so much as it's rotating to the direct point that it wants you to look at.
This is so funny, pointing you to the sound barriers.
It's like the story coaster of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind points you at the story moments, whereas this points your screams to a wall.
Oh my god!
I'm intrigued to see the individual ride cars being individual like street racing cars and the way that they're going to turn in succession, like not all at the same time, but like turn. Like it's going to look beautiful to watch on the hillside. So just like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, I think it's going to make me sick, but at least there's a point of reference here because you're outside, not in the dark. You can see where you're going.
I think that it's going to add some very much needed kinetic energy to our park, which a lot of people don't really understand, especially Orlando peeps. Like, you know, you go to Islands of Adventure and there's just trains and coasters and things just moving everywhere. I mean, even Hagrid's that doesn't really like go high up. Like you can just like hear people screaming and it's so...
Do you not hear the people screaming on Flight of the Hippogriff?
Oh, I forgot about Hippogriff. I guess. Oh, and I forgot about Nintendo. I guess that does bring a lot of like kinetic.
Yeah, going down the escalators and seeing Nintendo, I think, is already the first step in making it feel like we're actually a theme park now. There's stuff outside. It's not just a Nicktoons play area. Like,
oh, whoa. Hold on, let's settle down.
It's not just a Minions play area built on the ledge of a parking garage structure.
R.I.P. Nickelodeon Blast Zone.
That thing looked way cooler than what we had. Like, why didn't Kid Zone get replaced with that back in the day?
Oh my! I mean, it was the best. It was the best. I was there every day. So yeah. So Fast and the Furious.
I'm gonna run through some stats.
Please.
We did get permits back in January that confirmed a few things like the dual load station, double-sided lockers, metal detectors, new bathrooms in the area. That's exciting.
Very.
Rumored ride stats based on the permit information and the drawings, at least 4,000 feet of track, probably more. We're assuming up to 73 miles per hour top speed. These are the types of things that should have been in the press release, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like we're it's a roller coaster. You can spill a little bit of information. But yeah, up to 73 miles per hour, and that'll be on one of the launches. There will be 4 launches total, 4 inversions total.
Damn.
Yeah, like a spinning roller coaster a rotatable roller coaster that goes upside down 4 times and launches 4 times sounds pretty, because this is supposed to be like your Velocicoaster. This is supposed to be a big coaster.
How many feet of track is Velocicoaster? Did I even phrase that correctly?
5,000 something. So you're about 1,000 shy of Velocicoaster.
Dang it.
Yeah, you couldn't get to that mile mark. Sorry.
Oh, darn.
It's darn hill. But the hill's going to add like such a dynamic like essence to it, because this is so it's a strange ride to have a hillside, because it's trying to do straightaways like street racing where you go forward for a very long period, but it has to do it on the ledge of a cliff. So like it's not like you're on a street, which would be more appropriate. But yeah,
Yeah.
that one launch that goes up to 73 is going to be pretty good to head back to and then up the hill, because you got to catch some speed to go up a hill.
I guess that'll be our version of a top hat.
Yeah, I like the original rumors had this as having a top hat and being closer to 80 miles per hour. So I think they cut the tip off of the end of this ride. It was going to go up a little bit taller before heading back to the station. And I wonder if they were doing like models and they're like, oh, the cars keep flying off the track. we can't go up to 80. I'm sorry. We need to decrease. So you lost like 6 or 7 miles per hour and that little last bit. But it'll still be like essentially the same thing, because you're really hauling butt to get back up to the station. Less than 90 seconds ride time.
What?
Amusement. Yeah, well, it's an intense coaster. Once you go fast and there's no lift hill, or there's nowhere to go but fast. Like, you get done with it fast.
Wait, but Velocicoaster seems like a very long ride.
I think Velocicoaster has an extra 20 seconds on you. I'm not actually sure. I have to search that.
1,000 feet, that shouldn't add too much time, right?
Yeah, it adds an extra 20 seconds. Or 4,700 feet for Velocicoaster. Nearly 2 minutes. So it has like a 30 seconds on you.
Dang. Oh, and I feel like they have a longer launch scene with the Raptors, so maybe there's that too.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if they count the sitting there. But also 4 launches versus 2. So you're going to be constantly boosting. Hit the nitrous. You're going to be constantly hitting the nitrous. So there's no time to like dilly dally. You're going to be speeding through the whole thing. I think that even though it's nearly the same amount of track, Velocicoaster is shorter than I thought. I thought it was 5,000.
So I remember a long time ago, we had sort of discussed that like the only, on-ride theming that we're going to experience is like a little indoor tunnel with a garage. Is that still the case or no?
I don't know. I think they were thinking about doing garage theming to hide some of the sound barriers. And I think they're kind of embracing the sound barriers looking like the Starway roof. So no, they don't probably need the garage down there.
Dang.
However, where is it? Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift will be located on the upper lot of Universal Studios Hollywood. Guests will queue up within a large red brick garage-style building before settling into the ride vehicles. Oh, modeled after several authentic cars featured in the film. So they're going to look just like the cars. That's cool. So yeah, there's your garage. It's just the, what's the name of the garage from the Supercharged?
I'm blanking.
I keep wanting to say Samson or something. I don't think that's right. But anyway, I think it's that. It's exactly that. Like, let's build that again for a third time. So not a parking garage for the sound barriers, as far as I know.
Got it. So once you're on the coaster, you're going to get what you get. You're just on a coaster.
You're just on a coaster.
Slay.
It would be cool to have one of those straightaways be like kind of through a parking garage with like show cars sitting there. That would be a good idea.
Girl, give me one of them little gasolina Tokyo Drift cars that we had on the back lot. Just attached to a giant KUKA arm and just have that just posted and rotating on a part of the track.
Just rotating. I'll be happy. Just dancing for you as you drive by. So yeah, Amusement Insider has a really good video that simulates the spinning very well, and like he's guessing where it's going to turn the vehicle, but I think he's doing a pretty good job based on the artwork that was shared for the community outreach of how it's going to point you at all the sound barriers. But I'm intrigued to see how this football field size sound barrier goes up too. That's separate from the glass ones wrapping around the track.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's like going to be like that giant blue wall behind the water tank, like a giant sound barrier wall. While we're talking about this, you did mention it. Universal Orlando is rumored to get its own version of this ride, replacing Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. I have a feeling the ride entrance for this new coaster will move, and it won't be in the middle of Minion Land. So
Oh,
the two options could possibly be being more south, like toward City Walk, toward Blue Man Group, or more north, up by New York, by the museum facade. I'm
yes.
gonna guess up by New York,
Yeah.
um, and maybe even like this. Okay, look, I don't have it in my notes or anything, but Universal, make this a Ghostbusters Ecto One drifting coaster, please. Put the entrance through the firehouse. I know you want to put the load station over there anyway. Why are you not? Do not make a Fast and Furious drifting coaster for New York. It already fits so poorly in San Francisco, but at least it's the same state as Los Angeles. Why are you going to do a New York drifting coaster for Fast and Furious when you have a Ghostbusters firehouse right there? Make that the entrance. No one uses that for the Fallon extended queue. Turn that into the queue for a Ghostbusters Ecto 1 drifting coaster. Please. That's all I have to say about that.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Like these new movies too, they love having the Ecto one like drift really fast and look all cool, even though it was a piece of crap in the original movie and falling apart.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like, we know that theme parks love to copy and paste, but in this case, you can't copy and paste what Hollywood has it because it's
There's no
literally
hill.
there's no hill. It's made for our park. So if you're gonna have to start from scratch anyway to design something for Orlando, like
Right.
retheme it, do something different.
I mean, I verified that that is the ride system that we're getting for the Rocket replacement. I think Rocket's going to close, by the way, mid 2025. That's what I'm
Got it.
guessing. And the drifting Intamin is going to be the replacement. Again, this is all rumored, but I believe it to
Yes.
be true. And I'm like 80% sure it's going to be Fast and Furious themed. But that 20% of doubt.
Yeah.
Please, Ghostbusters. But you know what? If you do make it Fast and Furious, then could you please close Supercharged? Thanks.
Right. But I mean, that's another point because weren't we saying that they're gonna keep the supercharge?
Supercharged. Yeah. There's a survey for Hollywood that went out a few months ago that said, would you be okay if we opened a Fast and Furious roller coaster and kept the tram tour segment open? And like, why would you ask that on a survey if you're not considering it? And like, how many mechanics garages can we enter and go to a Fast and Furious experience in one park?
Yeah. I mean, I do think that like, even though I don't love the IP, people in LA do love it. And like people love it here. I mean, in the Los Angeles community, like people love Fast and the Furious. That is a very
I
LA
mean,
thing.
I love that this ride is actually appropriate for the IP. So, like,
Right.
it is the right thing to build, especially in Hollywood, for the IP. But then that means you don't need the screen-based one anymore.
That it's like, okay, but like, why do we need to have that as well?
Like ours already went seasonal. Our Supercharged is seasonal this year during the Halloween Horror Nights months, since they put a house in the queue. And
Oh,
we're Baja blasting through the second half of this episode.
period.
Yeah, like if it's already seasonal, like it's already got one foot out the door in Orlando. Like it's like close it down, shut it down, and
Shut
give
her
us
down.
Ghostbusters.
Shut her down.
Anyway, anything else for? I mean, you're looking forward to having a roller coaster in general.
That's it for me. I'm just looking forward to having a roller coaster in general. And
Okay.
at this point, I don't really care what it's themed to. So let's rumble.
Now we're getting into. I have no idea if the rest of this episode is real at all, and we're going to discuss future rumors for Hollywood.
Woo-hoo! We're getting to the good part.
No, I wouldn't say that. Now, we did, me and you did like was it a premium episode like a while ago? Like maybe, was it last year? And we talked about all the rumors for Hollywood, and they were all fake.
Yeah.
There was not a single real one. I think the hotel was the only one that was real, and that still hasn't happened yet. Like, just because we had a permit doesn't prove anything.
Right. And there's two hotels, right? Because there's an Aventura-looking one that's at the end, and
yeah, I don't know. There's one that it's supposed to be like it's like an entrance hotel, like the one in Beijing.
yes.
But it's like across the Globe Square there. You got City Walk, you got theme park, you got hotel. It would make a really cool courtyard. But they haven't started work on it yet. And it's been permitted for a while. So I don't know what's up with that.
I don't understand.
I think the rumor was they were waiting till it get an agreement with Lowe's hotel operation to see if they can go in halvesies on it, or if they needed to find a new operator because Universal doesn't operate their own hotels, and Lowe's only
Oh.
does the ones in Orlando. So this would be the first time branching out. I think they have a different company doing it in Beijing.
But I'm almost positive we have a Lowe's in Hollywood. Do we not?
But
Maybe
is
I'm
it
wrong.
not for Universal though?
No, not for Universal, but
Yeah.
there is a Lowe's. There is literally a Lowe's hotel like across the freeway from Universal Studios.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Like,
then they'd be
it's-
competing with themselves.
Yeah,
Is it-
but maybe I could be wrong.
If it is, it's probably like high class though, because Lowe's is
Oh,
a
yeah,
luxury hotel company, and the fact that they had to like, they're like, could you not put our name on Cabana Bay? Because that was the first non-luxury hotel that they've ever operated. So Universal's like, fine, we'll just call it Universal's Cabana Bay. How do you like that? And now every hotel since then has been a Universal's branded hotel. Take that, Lowe's.
Yeah, so it's called the Lowe's Hollywood Hotel, and it is the one that is basically attached to the Kodak Theater. So the location is insane.
Oh, yeah. So that's like
It's-
the Oscars actors like hotel.
Yeah, I
That's
think
a fancy schmancy one.
I think that when I went to the Thea Awards, I think that all thanks to you, I think that the check-in was at the Lowe's Hotel
Mm-hmm.
for the badges and whatever. So
Okay.
anyways,
So I wonder if that plays into it, that they had to come to some kind of agreement that they wouldn't be directly competing with themselves. But we're still waiting on that. And I assume it's going to happen, but it's weird because like all the rumors were geared toward being ready for the Olympics. And now
Yeah.
all they're going to have ready for the Olympics is a roller coaster,
literally.
which I still theorized was the most important aspect, because they're going to have like, they always have like their NBC headquarters and then there's stuff in the background while they talk about the Olympics events and stuff. Like it always cuts back to headquarters. And how cool would it be if they just build like some control booth and there's a giant window and there's a roller coaster in the window behind them.
Huh.
Every time it cuts back to them, like, we're here at Universal Studios Hollywood reporting on the Olympics. And every time like vroom, vroom, little cars spinning behind them.
It's very much giving the Velocicoaster cue
Yes,
where
the
Claire,
pre-shows.
yeah, the pre-show.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to build that tower for real and then stick a bunch of commentators in it so that it's constantly accidentally promoting their theme park, because it
That's
actually looks
awesome.
like a theme park now. But yeah, a hotel, you know, new Nintendo rides, Simpsons replacement, Diagon Alley. I don't know what's going on with all these rumors.
So I guess we can just talk about the most up-to-date sort of rumor situation, because things have changed so much.
I have a rumor that I already made the joke to you when we were texting back and forth that I'm going to say this and then it's going to get announced the day before we put this out. But I think there's a summer after hours event coming in 2025 at Hollywood, just like Halloween Horror Nights, but a summertime version. And this is something they've been working toward, or sending out surveys and trying to figure out a theme for other times of the year to do an after hours event to try to like make a second Halloween Horror Nights, essentially.
But with what?
This one is rumored to be called Fan Fest Nights. I think the intention is they have an HHN. This would be an FFN. Fan Fest.
I mean, but I'm like, what's on the itinerary, babe? Like, there's no mazes. So, like, is it just, like, what are we doing?
I will tell you what we were planning here in Orlando. I
Okay.
don't know what's coming to Hollywood, but you can infer that it could be similar in the way that they're thinking about this.
Okay.
Instead of scare zones, there would be party zones, and some of the ones they were thinking about, because ours was going to be a retro Universal Studios event in the summer. And our retro event would have properties like Back to the Future and Jaws and Ghostbusters. Everything that got rolled into our parade and Lagoon Show was originally being designed for this after hours event for retro stuff. And you would have New York redressed as Hill Valley. You would have San Francisco redressed as Amity Island. And they'd put up banners and stuff. It'd be like 4th of July celebration, and like really trying to recapture the old 90s aesthetic of going to Universal Studios. And they would put the Back to the Future ride film in the Fallon simulator. So you get to ride Back to the Future again.
Oh, no.
They would
No,
put
no, 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 no,
they would
no.
put a VR Jaws experience in Supercharged, so the San Francisco would have an Amity Island ride. I don't know what that would entail. I was assuming like a 360 video version of the Japan
Oh,
Jaws ride, maybe. Like,
oh, oh,
or it could be
oh
CG. I
no.
don't know. But like the tram, the vehicles, the bus vehicles would move based on the shark attacking or whatever. It'd be a way to do Jaws as like a fun
Uh,
after hours event,
uh,
with fun themed foods, and a scare zone is a party zone. Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review would return and be performed in the Fear Factor live stage.
I'm
So we get a return like with new modern music, maybe, or retro
having.
music. I'm not sure.
Oh my god.
So, like, instead of Bill and Ted for Halloween Horror Nights or the new one, this would be the Beetlejuice show, and they'd call it Graveyard Review. And every year they could have new music. So, like, it would be a way to like have an after hours event worth going to that doesn't have haunted houses.
Wait, my question isn't why wouldn't they just put Back to the Future the ride back into Simpsons because don't the vehicles move the exact same way?
I mean, it is where the ride was. My theory was twofold. One, they want to have Hill Valley in New York because it's easier, and two, maybe Fox Disney wouldn't let them because it's themed as Simpsons. Whereas
Oh.
Fallon is an in-house property, they can retheme it however they wish. Supercharged is an in-house property, they can retheme it. So this isn't like building a haunted house in a soundstage or in a tent behind something. This is retheming an existing ride building. So maybe they wouldn't allow Back to the Future to be housed in a Simpsons themed building, the same way that they don't allow a scare zone in Springfield.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I had an answer for that. You weren't expecting that.
I was not. Okay, wow. So then our version would be
Fan Fest. I I don't know. I do think they're going to announce it if it's happening next year, because ours was going to be happening this year and then it didn't. So you never know. They could go back on it. But if it does happen, they could probably announce the event, but not any of the IPs attached to it. And then over the next 12 months, just start unrolling like the 6 or 7 IPs attached to this. And it's kind of like the Wizarding World celebration they did for a while, the Harry
Mhm.
Potter celebration, where like it was just a few nights. Maybe this starts small and it's just like a few nights or whatever. But like instead of just Harry Potter, they were like, we're doing it for this and we're doing it for that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in-house properties like Back to the Future or Jaws. It could be, something else that they get the rights to, like a haunted house, but for this event. And it doesn't have to be a ride overlay like our retro event was going to be. It could be like the Harry Potter celebration where like there's some kind of temporary stage show or fan stuff, or maybe it's like Comic-Con type stuff where you have like celebrities come and they give talks or autographs, and like there's different themed merchandise or walkthroughs. So I'm not sure, but Fan Fest, look for it. It could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I could see a version of what they do to be like, oh, we're gonna, do what we're doing for the 60th tram, but then drop everyone off in Courthouse Square and
Well,
have some
didn't
sort of
didn't
thing
y'all
there.
do a Jurassic Park anniversary type mini night thing?
Did we? I don't.
Yes, you did.
Okay,
So like something
sorry.
like that, but with 5 or 6 properties I could see, and for just a couple weekends or something.
Got it. Okay, so cool. So something to look out for. I don't think that we'd get an announcement for it this early on. I mean,
Oh, I think we would. I
oh,
think we would.
really?
I think
Okay.
because I'm talking about it on a podcast, so they're going to announce it the day before. That's how this works.
So funny.
Anyway, other rumors for Hollywood. And I wrote down
Hmm.
mostly fizzled out or seemed to be back to the drawing board. But realistically, maybe how many were actually real?
Spill.
I think they may have wanted to do Donkey Kong as an expansion to Nintendo, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen now. I have a feeling, I am theorizing, that y'all might get an original attraction just for Hollywood to try to make yours stand out and not just get this reputation for being the worst Nintendo land.
Right. But isn't it a part of our contract that we have to get Donkey Kong?
I think, well, first of all, that was only a rumor that all the lands had to get their own. And then I already saw some backsliding in the rumor mill that Japan didn't want to necessarily have the exact same stuff and they'd rather have a different property. So as long as Universal and Nintendo agree to something, they can amend the contract terms as needed. I know the Wizarding World contract's been amended dozens of times as they need to change different things and
Got it.
go back on it. Like, I'm sure the contract said no butterbeer sales outside of the land, and now they're putting it in City Walk, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
As long as they both agree. So I think Nintendo probably went to Hollywood and it's like, listen, I know you want to do this, but can we do something new? So again, theory. So I wouldn't be surprised to see after Epic Universe's Nintendo World opens with our, brand spanking new Donkey Kong a year after Japan got it, then you all feeling left out. So you'll get an announcement and some concept art and be like, but we're getting this. So even though it might be 3 years away.
But Luigi's is not a part of this.
Oh, I don't think it would be Luigi's. I think that's still something for Epic Universe.
Okay.
I don't even think they're going to announce that. They're just going to secretly build it in true Universal fashion. So they have, so they can focus on what just opened and not have anyone postpone their vacations.
Got it.
Whereas you all, they want to nip it in the bud that everyone's ragging on poor Hollywood's Nintendo World.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be neat if you, like they did with Japan, had the portal to Donkey Kong, if they built some kind of warp pipe thing on the upper level and be like, this is for a future thing coming later.
Ooh.
I mean, who knows?
I love.
Again, all that's all theory. I do think Simpsons is going to close by, is it 2028 that we think the contract is up?
Right, but it might close before then, no?
Well, I think they're going to milk it for all it's worth and try to maintain. I mean, maybe it has to be closed by the time the contract is up and de-themed of anything recognizable for Simpsons by the day that the contract is up.
Wow.
So you can't just close it the day that the contract is up. You have to close it early enough to de-theme it. So you need a week or two to strip it of its logos.
Oh, it's gonna be so sad.
I just see a bunch of tarps going up over the flats on top of the restaurants and things. Like the nuclear power plant just has a big garbage bag over it.
Stop. Stop. The giant crusty land head, he's my favorite.
No, that's gonna be ripped out overnight and just demolished.
Man.
I don't know what's replacing it, and I have to assume that every rumor we've ever heard about its replacement is false.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Jimmy Fallon is replacing it. I think that was something we discussed on our premium episode.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Pokemon takes it over, but I know that spot can't be expanded the way that ours in Orlando can, because we can move, we can get rid of the sprung tents for Halloween Horror Nights behind it and expand into that expansion plot behind Simpsons here, and you all have a cliff, so whatever replaces it has got to be pretty small. I don't think a Spider-Man sized ride vehicle is going to fit there. I do hope that building gets demolished and y'all start over, though.
I do too. I mean, but at the end of the day, I truly feel like the only thing that could fit in that space is a simulator.
Yeah, I don't want to say it because if I say it on a podcast, it becomes true. But I tend to agree with you. I think that is what, maybe a new age flying theater or something that is different than the old, because we're running on 1980s technology here.
Right.
I mean, it works for Star Tours, but
yeah,
Simpsons is not feeling fresh right now.
Yeah.
So,
okay. What else? Anything else?
The only other thing I wrote down was supercharge replacement. I don't think Diagon Alley is ever coming. Y'all need to let it go. Just let it go.
Oh.
No Hogwarts Express, no Diagon Alley. Come on. I feel like that train has sailed. If it's going to happen. That's a quote from Austin Powers, Man of Mystery, by the way. If it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. There's no way. There's just
That's
no way.
True. But I mean, I do wonder though, because a part of that plan was also the studio tour entrance moving down to the lower lot.
Yeah, but maybe that
down
had
to the lower lot.
Right. Maybe that had to happen for other reasons too.
Have you heard anything about Bourne? Because we were supposed to get a Bourne Stuntacular.
I mean, were you, or was that part of all the rumors we hear from certain individuals weren't real?
That.
Yeah.
Very that.
I think I've nipped that one in the bud. There was a Instagram post from the company that makes the moving set pieces,
Uh-huh.
and everyone's like, "Look, they're building another set of Bourne stuff, so they must be making it for a second show." Not realizing that these companies have an NDA and can't post pictures of their in-work progress until after a show opens. So they're showing people building something that happened the year prior. And I
Oh.
think Animax Designs does the same thing. Creature Technology does the same thing. They show all these really cool behind the scenes armatures, robots, dinosaurs, and stuff that are in progress. How to Train Your Dragon, but they were for things that have already opened. So even though they're behind the scenes photos and they're sharing them now, it's from years ago. So the Bourne Stuntacular behind the scenes photos were not fresh photos. They were just finally legally allowed to share them.
Got
That's
it.
my
Got it.
theory. That's my theory.
Got
So we
it.
got to be careful when we see these behind the scenes photos and just not assume they're building a second one. They could just be sharing old photos. I
Right.
do think that one day we can get a replacement to Supercharged on the tour that would be still a 360 tunnel. I think
Like,
there's that's a safe assumption, I feel like.
I would love like an earthquake situation where yeah, it's a soundstage tunnel, but like there's physical elements to it and it's not just projections.
Oh, you mean like Battlestar Galactica with robots shooting lasers?
That, yeah, give us a little bit of that.
No, I foresee a new ride film and a redress of the pre-show, and that's it. I do not. I mean, because the old theory, the old rumor was that they tear that down and the Falls Lake and they build Diagon Alley there, which I just
Right.
don't see happening. So my new theory is like the realistic one. It's a 360 tunnel. It works. Let's put a new ride film in there. Now, since we're on the
Dang.
podcast, I'm going to put my prediction / hope. And unlike the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 drifting coaster, I feel like this one could happen.
Oh,
Is this currently the finale still to the Tram Tour?
the Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Why not make this a like classic Universal Pictures finale, or at least one really good classic Universal Pictures movie finale, so that you end the Tram Tour on a really high note? Like, one of the ideas I've talked about for a great movie ride for Universal would be the Back to the Future climax with like Doc Brown on the clock tower and the DeLorean driving down the street and going back in time. That would be such a really good climactic ending to the Tram Tour, to be in a 360 tunnel of the movie version of the town square and like see all the action happening around you and driving down the street. But then I was like, why stop there? Why not do like 5 or 6 movies sequences and all of their most
Right.
exciting moments? Like you, and not even just like big movies, but like classic movies that Universal loves to tout, like Blues Brothers, like drive alongside the car chase with all the police cars chasing them through the mall. You could do moments from, oh, what else do they have? What's the one from Mel's Diner that George Lucas made? You can have that. Like, there's lots of movies that have driving scenes
I
that you could
mean,
incorporate into a fast moving action thing and just have like a flash, like to go between different movies, like 30 seconds each.
what I'm imagining when you say this is I'm imagining a Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast where they go through
Mm-hmm.
all the different IPs,
Right.
but
And
it's
like,
classic Universal.
and it's you're experiencing like a different point of view of these scenes recreated in like CG. So like you're traveling through a moment that's from the movie, and maybe the characters can acknowledge you. Like you look over and see the Blues Brothers, and instead of it being ride or die, like it's the Blues Brothers, and they like tilt their head to you, and then they move on to the next scene. Like it's fun little nods. Like,
Yeah, and
make it fun.
and they could even do the same gag where like the tram gets dragged into the screen.
Yeah.
You know,
You
that's a
could
fun gag.
you could do I'm trying to think, what is classic Universal movies from a long time ago, because they didn't actually make King Kong, no matter how much they pretend that they did. I don't know. They made Harvey, the movie with the rabbit. Anyway,
Woody Woodpecker.
no. Anyway, it would be great movie ride condensed into 5 minutes and only the action scenes. And I think it would be a great finale and a way to like celebrate. Well, they already missed the 100 years of movies, but over 100 years of movies from Universal.
I love that idea. I think that that's that is like best case scenario. They get to keep, the the structure and the footprint of what was there before, but then also give something like new and also give something that the fans want to see. And yeah, it's a perfect like love letter to the Tram tour, and it's the perfect finale if they were to do that.
I know it would have been perfect for this like 60th anniversary. I feel like this would have been the time to do something like that.
Yeah.
But like bringing back some of the things that have been long gone or celebrating some moments in history at the Tram Tour is fine. This would be more of a celebration of the film studio itself. So maybe throw a Western in there. Just make it a full-on great movie ride.
That's so funny. Yeah, that would be awesome. I love it.
Oh, E.T. The flying scene from E.T.
I mean, come on. E.T. would have been
You're
perfect.
driving along. Again, another one where cop cars are chasing people. All of them are going to involve cop cars chasing people. And then the kids fly off. Oh, how cool would it be if we took off too with them?
I was going to say, because how do they fly? E.T. just has like magic. And
yeah, it's magic. And he makes the kids on the other bikes fly too.
That's true. He can make us fly too.
Why not the Tram? And that would be and you fly over the moon, the score swells, and then you flash to the next one. And you don't have the ET ride there, so it's perfect.
Oh, ET ride. Wow. I love this. We could definitely do this. I mean, I hope Universal or someone's listening.
Yeah. Okay. We'll wrap it up.
La 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 la.
Before we go to orlandoparkstop.com/charity and consider donating to the Trevor Project for Pride Month. And every donation to the donation page is eligible for our free giveaways.
Woohoo!
And buy some art.
Yes, the art is so cool.
And a huge thanks to all 22 of our amazing artists who have donated their time and efforts, because they're not getting paid for this in any way, and they're just donating these original works to sell prints of, and all 100% of the profits goes to the Trevor Project.
That's amazing. Isn't there a yassified Magdoll? Or did I see that wrong?
There is a yassified Magdoll, yes. It's called Come Celebrate With Us, and she is fabulous.
Oh, she is literally fabulous.
I think that's the only one I showed you so far.
I'm obsessed.
There's a few ET ones. There is a few Figment ones. There is one that has Epcot with Kermit that is beautiful.
Oh.
There's a couple roller coaster ones.
What?
That's very timely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely check it out and check out all the art, or just make a small donation if you can. And thank you all for listening. And remember, everything we said is probably a rumor or I made it up. None of this is real. I have to put a disclaimer now. I don't want to get in trouble. Bye, y'all.
Bye.